Hello everyone, it's Adjuster Jeff and I have another great video for my realtor friends out there. This is for realtors, brokers, especially investors. There's a lot that you need to know about your insurance policy. So let's get started. First of all, I am not a lawyer. I'm a public adjuster. I'm licensed with every state that I do business with up and down the East Coast. We protect or we represent the policyholder, not the insurance company. We will maximize the claim and make sure that everything is considered when you have damage. So let's get started. Most homeowners don't understand, and policyholders don't understand the nuances of their policy language. It's important that you understand the language or hire a professional that does. There's so much money that can be lost if you don't. First thing I want to talk about, why should you be concerned? Unknowingly, you may lose coverage when you are out of your house for more than 60 days, maybe even 30 days. Some policies still have the old 30-day provision. So why should you be concerned? Unknowingly, you may lose some coverage if the house is vacant versus unoccupied. And what's the difference? Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But policy, homeowners, and dwelling forms, when there's damage to the property caused by water, vandalism, or burglary, may be or will be excluded. So I had this situation with an investor, had water damage while they're between tenants doing some repairs, and it caused some issues. Ultimately, we did get the policyholder or the investor paid, but it took some skill. What about commercial properties? In that case, still pretty much the same applies. You can lose certain coverage. Again, burglary, water damage, sprinkler damage, things of that nature. So be aware of that. Consult your agent for more details. So let's talk a little bit, or let's dive into the definition so you understand better what's the difference between unoccupied and vacant, so you can avoid that situation, whatever the case may be. Unoccupied means the property has been left in a state where the property still contains all the items and possessions as if the homeowner was ready to return at any time. Whereas vacant, meaning a lack of both people and personal property. So in other words, you can state it that vacancy can be defined as substantially empty of personal property necessary to sustain normal occupancy. So there's a difference, subtle differences, but major differences when it comes to your insurance policy. So you may ask yourself, is my property vacant or unoccupied in these scenarios listed below? So these are a lot of situations that we find ourselves in. You might be taking an extended vacation away from your primary residence, which can cause property or your policy language to cause you to lose money and not give you the coverage that you think you have. Or you're having a vacation home that's used occasionally. You need to understand that. How about a property that's been sold? You're in between properties where the property may be unoccupied for more than 60 days. That's a very real situation. What if a property is under construction or the property is being renovated? That in itself is another topic for another day, but that can trigger some issues. How about a family or work causes you to be away from your house for more than 60 days? Your mother or father needs extended care and may need to stay with you or at a facility. What if you're hospitalized or incarcerated for some reason? Or you're deployed, you're in the military serving our country. So these are different scenarios that can cause you to be away from your house for more than 60 days. So it's important to understand whether you have a vacant property or an unoccupied property. And let's talk a little bit more about that. Let's use an example. Suppose you have a house listed, and the property owner, they're looking at their dream house, and they find their dream house. And in fact, they buy their dream house. Not only that, they call the moving company, and they send the movers over, clean out the house. They send all their content, and they move over to their new dream home, and life is good. Their old house still hasn't sold, and before you know it, 30 days slip by. Well, this now puts them in a situation where they should contact their insurance agent or carrier to find out what can be done, because now the house isn't unoccupied, but it becomes a vacant situation, and they will lose coverage. Again, coverage if there's water damage. What if a pipe breaks? What if somebody breaks into the house? Suppose somebody damages the windows. Suppose there's a lot of different things that can happen, but you will lose some of your coverage. So what can be done? Number one, I would talk to your agent. Talk to them about your particular situation and review with them what kind of insurance coverage can be placed on that property, so that they aren't jeopardizing their investment. The last thing you want to have done, like happened with, again, another customer of mine, you don't want to have damage happen and then come to find out the insurance company scrutinizes the situation and then causes you to not get paid because of language in that policy that you're unaware of. Again, this is another reason why you want to use a professional. So talk to your agent, see what can be done, see if you can purchase additional insurance or vacancy insurance for yourself. Avoid the vacancy issue altogether. That I know might be difficult, but in lieu of that, you might be able to get a house sitter. You might be able to have someone visit the house. Especially when you have a vacation home, somebody should be at that house. The house or the property becomes more of a risk when there's nobody living in that house for over 30 days. Don't move until your property's sold. Keep the house livable so that it does meet the criteria of your insurance policy. So with that, I hope this was a helpful video, enlighten you a little bit, bring some awareness. Call me if you have any questions. We'd certainly like to help. Adjuster Jeff, Public Adjuster Jeff, here to help you. Call me anytime if you have questions. Till then, see you at the next video.